My name is Bex Chin. I'm a photographer. I make portraits that are cinematographic, emotional, and symbolic.
I create impressionistic images of nature, whether the subject is landscape, plant, or animal.
I create everything from illustrations and paintings to all sorts of lifestyle merchandise.
My work is not really about trying to find one thing and translate it. It's just translating my experiences as they happen.
In many ways, I pull inspiration from the subjects I photograph. Since I was very young, I fell in love with nature. It's that love and appreciation for nature that drives me to create work that allows me to share how I feel about it.
I'm a photographer of many mediums, everything mostly from portraits to landscape.
My personality is reflected in my work through that it's very bold and off the wall and kind of zany, and I feel like that's very true to who I am.
It's delicate and yet kind of a little bit rough around the edges, a little bit instantaneous, a little bit raw, and I think that's probably a little bit of me in there and a little bit of not spending time too long on any one thing.
I've always identified with marginalized and emerging markets, and I identify as someone who's an immigrant, a woman of color. I'm queer, grew up in a Muslim family. There's so many parts of me that don't fit the mainstream concept of who an American is. And those are the parts I like to bring into my art and my design. I want to tell the stories of all the people out there who are living lives that are a blend of different identities and a blend of different experiences.
I feel like the role that myself and anyone has in society is just to not mistreat each other and to support each other when possible.
I'm from the country, I'm from Indiana, so that's where all the it started from, the inspiration came from. Moved to the city out of curiosity. My work is very deep, very emotional. Most people know me as a little more high-strung, probably energetic, but I tend to rip open my sensitive side and put it into my photography.
Well, given the current climate, political and otherwise, of 2018, I think that the most inspiring thing is how people are sort of unifying, especially in this country, to stand up for what they believe in.
Female energy that's sort of coming forward, and that's socially and politically entwined, so I think that's very interesting. I think we're in an interesting state where there's no real avoidance of truth and fact.
The reason my brand is called Savage Muse is because, first and foremost, my inspiration comes from all of the fierce intersectional women. To modern women, some of whom are close friends of mine, others are women I admire out in the world of art and design and style. So right now the most inspiring thing that's happening are the work of other women.
How I overcome creative blocks is I just really hone into my feelings and what I'm feeling. It's a lot of times we try to hide how we really feel on the inside, so I try to really delve deep into that truth and express that truth.
So right now my role is to be somebody that becomes fulfilled from their work and embraces the vulnerability of sharing it, so that can in some way inspire other people.
Using our optimism to find happiness and find connection and find healing. So I definitely think that's very inspiring, and I do try to capture that bravery and invincibility in my work through my subjects.
Some of the most inspiring things happening right now are definitely immigration. They're moving to new places and new cultures out of fear of their homeland.
Trying my best to be a beacon to other creatives and other young adults my age, and just show them that, hey, you're not alone, you're not the only one who feels this way, or it's weird or has these crazy images. This is how I feel, and I hope it can connect with other people in my demographic and outside my demographic, just letting them know that there is a space for them visually and emotionally.
And I guess put simply, the only role that anybody has is just being a good human.